Murder, murder, murder media. Come and get it, yo, murder media. Murder, murder, yo, murder media.
Nancy Guthrie case. First thing is the fact that they made her Uber to their house for dinner and mahjong. That's weird. You don't make an 84-year-old Uber to your house. That is weird. The second thing is that the son-in-law didn't take her into her house and get her situated. If she can barely walk and it's late at night, you walk her into her house and make sure she's situated. The fact that the garage door opened and closed in 2 minutes, that's weird to me. But at the end of this, I know there's a message. Whoever kidnapped her, there's a message. So what is that message? I have been on the edge of my seat. This has really had me in a chokehold this entire week. I've cried. I've done everything. So I want to hear your thoughts.
Matches. Since our last interview, I interviewed Tim Donaghy, the NBA ref, who got caught betting on his own games. And what he said was interesting. He said that, although he got caught for what he got caught for, he said that during games, he'd get word from the top of the NBA to not do certain calls on superstar players like Kobe.
Yeah. You know what the NBA is?
The business?
It's entertainment, right? So it's entertainment first. So you have to think of it like that. They're in the business of entertaining, not the business of basketball.
Yeah.
Right? So whatever you have to do, look the other way so everyone can be happy here. And that's the truth.
Do you have stuff that happens on set during the filming of this?
There's a place called Balaji, India. My brother and I were doing research on a film, a random little town in the middle of nowhere. And we come in on a dirt road, and as far as we could see, people were lined up to go into this sanctuary. And they're all just lined up and waiting so patiently, and it's blistering hot. So my brother and I are led in, and there's a very large, muscular guy. He's probably 6'4". The darkest, most unholy expression I've ever seen in my face. And this man was chained to a wall. But what we noticed is he wasn't sweating. So we go inside, and what they believe there is that once possessed, the possession will protect the body to not be damaged because it's the vehicle for the body. So people do supernatural things that would injure you or I. For example, this cute little girl about 9 years old is just giggling fanatically, and she's doing backflips in the air, but landing on her back and smacking her head. Bam! And she would stand up and do it again. Bam! And I'm just like, oh my God, no blood, nothing. But what happened is later we were having a tea, and that man with the eyes walks by with his arms around older people, like I'm assuming his mother and his father, laughing. Nothing looked the same on his face. Absolutely friendly, jovial, eyes that sparkled. And he was as close as you and I.
I think that football is rigged.
This is the most pathetic penalty you'll ever see called. Check this out. So they throw a little dump off in the flats to this kid running back, and look at him go. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown. Colorado State's cover, and he struts into the end zone. But hold the phone. Right at the end, right? He's going to strut. Hold the phone. As he struts into the end zone, you'll see the flag come in, and you'll see this piece.
That's crazy. First of all, I just want to tell you this. This proves to me that football is rigged. Okay?
It's all rigged, y'all.
They won't take the human element out of it because if they do, they won't be able to rig it. The guy was strutting along. They've done that since the history of the game. Ever since I remember watching this game, people have showboated a little bit. He barely did anything. I want to see my football players act crazy. It's football. You get hit in the head. I expect nothing but insanity. It's crazy, man.
The Illuminati approached you about sacrificing anyone?
All the time. What's the thing where they said people eating babies? I was in that too.
Wow,
yeah,
wow.
I was eating babies.
You up there. Wow. They think you you're going to eat babies.
All the time. That's a dope thing. That's where my motivation comes from. People are going to be blown away by it. The thing where they said people eating babies. I was in that too. Wow, I was eating babies.
I know some of his fans are going to try and come for me in the comments, so let me speak to you directly, right? The occult influences pop culture the same way it influences Hollywood and all other things, all other mainstream forms of social influence. So for you to get the title, Do you think you've not had to bow to them powers that be and jump through hoops and do some things? Do you really believe that you can bypass it just because you're a talented artist? But there is no smoke without fire.
So Michael Jackson was protecting the kids all along. Now, for the past few days, I've been reading the files, the documents. You know what I'm talking about. And let me just say, some of the things I read, I wish I wouldn't have read it, especially because of the mental images about certain people and what are in those files, but I digress on that. But Michael was taking the kids allegedly to Neverland to protect them against the ones that were accusing him of what they were doing. Let that sink in. Not one moment during any of that Michael nonsense did I feel that he did anything wrong. That was based on intuition. That was based on something here, but he was trying to protect them. And it makes sense. Corey Feldman, Aaron Carter, Macaulay Culkin, multiple other kids were all saying he was innocent, but everyone just said, oh, they've been paid off. And nope, they're lying. They were all protecting him because he was protecting the kids from the people that were accusing him of doing just what they were doing. This is absolutely insane. Like, have you read the files, the documents? We'll call them documents. Have you heard this about Michael? Like, I literally saw an interview with his sister LaToya where she said that he told her, I'm afraid they're going to unalive me. And she didn't believe him. These documents are deep, 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 deep. Let me know what you think. Did you read them? Have you heard the story? And like and follow for more because, whoa.
How far in the future do you estimate that craft was to what we're doing at the present time?
Well, I've heard other people estimate things like that, saying, well, it's 1,000 or 10,000 years in advance of our technology.
10,000.
I don't really find that to be the case. All I really find to be the case is probably a technology that's about 100 or 200 years in advance of us. And the only reason being is because they stumbled upon a device, a machine that can actually make gravity, that can produce gravitational waves. Now, this is something that our science and physics knows. We know what gravity is. We know how it works, but we really just observe it. We don't understand it, and we certainly don't have a machine that can create a gravitational wave. And because they've developed this, they have a unique propulsion system, and that has a lot of offshoot possibilities and other uses. Also, the power source is fairly unique. We know of its existence. There is a total annihilation reaction we know of. The 3 atomic reactions we know of are fission, as you see in an atomic bomb, fusion, as you see in a hydrogen bomb, and we're currently trying to make a fusion reactor to provide power cleanly. And we also know there's a total annihilation reaction, which is a extremely, virtually 100% efficient reaction that, we're really haven't even begun to do any research with, but here are these systems in place operating, and it really didn't look that far in advance, of what we were.
Oh, Nancy Guthrie, the woman that was just kidnapped, her husband is last name Feldman, who actually used to work for the Clintons? What? Tell me more! Yeah, after digging into this story, it gets extremely eerie. So Nancy's husband, Mr. Feldman, who worked for the Clintons for 8 years, was known as somebody called a scrubber. Yeah, he created a company called Grover Park where he actually had a group of people where they would go on the internet and they would scrub material for people that they didn't want to be on the internet. So essentially, he may have done the Clintons dirty recently, and we all know how the Clintons operate and how there's been just strange activity involving them over the years with certain people not being around anymore. I'm sure this story is going to keep developing and we'll hear more about this as we go. Okay then.
Step down right after the Epstein files. Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese, where your kids can have pizza parties. And I found him in the files. Yep, there he is in the files. One of the most ultimate pizza parties for kids. And look, his character is wearing a black top hat. It says he's been there since 2019. Wonder if that was before or after Epstein. The email he's in is titled FBI Speakers, and it's from an Azizi Al-Mahdi. Now, what is the CEO of Chuck E. Cheese doing as a speaker for the FBI? Did you guys ever notice the black hat this Chuck E. Cheese character is wearing? What does it remind you of? Oh, and he was in charge of international development for Six Flags. Oh, and look, now you can have unlimited visits for just $7.99 a month. This image can be found at the Showbiz OC Art Building, allegedly. How creepy are these characters? And yes, I did find his name in the actual DOJ website, and I'm still in shock. I don't understand. I mean, it's the ultimate pizza party for children. I'm like so ill.
The amount of high school, when you get people who are refusing to focus on things that actually matter, like basic literacy and math skills, and then life skills, because that is what people actually need. They do not need college prep to get them to the next level to relearn what they learned in high school for more money, because that's what's going on with a lot of high schools.
Did you guys see someone was messing around on Google Maps and they may have zoomed into somewhere and discovered something they weren't supposed to? So it's at the bottom of the Parco Nacional Alberto, and if you keep scrolling to these exact coordinates, something seems to be hidden in the mountains. And this also alludes to, well, possible alternative things in history. Check this out. What the Sam Dam is going on at almost the tip of South America. And you may be thinking this is just like a layering glitch or some type of reverse image. Maybe let's say this even was like a mistake. Why are they fuddle-duddling the satellite images, which apparently are so easy to take? And furthermore, have you ever looked at Antarctica on Google Earth? Like, it is the most patchwork job of CGI. See, here's the thing. If we have so many satellites buzzing around, you think one could easily, from far enough up, take a long, drawn-out picture, satellite it perfectly, and there wouldn't be pixelated mountain ranges like this, okay? And also, there's total borders. You can see where they've cut things out that aren't maybe, to make it appear like Antarctica is this big continent when some people think it's actually the ice wall. And I'll zoom out on the globe here in a second too, and you'll let me know if you think we're on one. But look at this. And then also over here, there's a total straight stretch. Like, there's a lot of alterations going on with this official aerial view of Antarctica. And many people wonder what's going on down there after hearing different operations and projects which allegedly explored it and then turned around, headed home with their tail between their legs. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are they hiding something or not? And here's the center of Antarctica, apparently.
In the way that like Trump and his cronies wanted to protect everybody, so did Biden and his cronies, because they're all each other's cronies. Like it or not, we're the only ones that bicker. Like, normal people are the only ones that bicker about Republican, Democrat. All these fucking elites, they just pretend to be one or the other. They fund both sides, and they both make money on the top of it.
Yeah, they get together.
This is all distraction.
They get together and treat fucking 13-year-old girls like a bushel of crabs. And they fucking break bread over these young girls. This is the reality of the situation. Did you see the video of fucking Epstein chasing the little girl around the room? And then there was another video of Prince Andrew, and they had like a girl laid out on the floor, and he was just like looking over her. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man? Hey, man.
And bro, think about all the people that knew that they had close relationships with Epstein for years.
This is the craziest.
Like, the people that we all are aware of, they knew they were in this drop. They knew that they sent tons of emails. They knew that they have deep relations. They never said anything. They would go out on their podcast. They'd go out on their, whatever other things they're talking about promoting in the world. And they never mentioned a thing because they never thought it was going to come out. They were so confident that it was going to be kept under wraps by the powers that be. What the fuck do you think they're feeling right now?
Well, there used to be a thing called order and global stability. Like, that shit is done now.
But do you think that's good? Like, I don't think it's good that order protects people that are fraternizing with pedophiles.
No. You're asking why. You're asking why they were sending emails all willy-nilly and why they were cool with doing that. They never thought any of this stuff was going to come out.
So it's good that it came out, right?
Absolutely. 100%. But once again, nothing is going to change except for in the minds of the people. I don't think there'll ever be any legal ramifications to anybody.
I think it was going to be horrific, and we don't even know the half of it, but it is worse than we were all expecting. But I'll tell you one thing that it has proved. Watching the administration dodge it and try to hurry it up and move along. I just saw today they don't think the American people should be talking about this anymore.
I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else. Now that nothing came out about me.
Well, I got news for you. The American people are the ones that voted you in. We're the ones that voted you in, and we told you what we wanted before your ass got in there.
He said he was going to do it on day one.
None of these people that we elected. It's pathetic. And so what it shows is a two-tiered justice system, just like we all suspected and we've been talking about for years. The two-tier justice system. Why would you not investigate every single son of a bitch that went to that island? Doesn't mean they're all guilty. Doesn't mean that at all. But it at least calls for some type of investigation, not just sweeping the shit under the rug like they always do. And they always have done. They bat this shit around. They get people all fired up. And then there's no justice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. There sure as hell would be if it would have been me and you.
Oh, yeah.
But no.
Under the jail.
The political elites answer to no one. No one.
When they really supposed to.
That's how it goes. That's how it's been for a long, long time. Unbelievable. You know, I don't even see right or left, Republican, Democrat, black, white. I don't see any of that shit anymore. I see good and I see a whole lot of evil. And those are the two categories that we need to be concerned about.
They are legitimately, proactively protecting. They are protecting by redacting the abuser's name. So by the White House, listen up, everybody. The White House is protecting. You hear that? They're protecting. That's what they're doing.
Was that the CIA can intercept anything from anyone, number one. Number two, they can remotely take control of your car through the car's embedded computer. To do what? To make you drive off a bridge, into a tree, to make you kill yourself, and make it look like an accident.
And this morning we have some sad news about actress Anne Hayes. She is in a coma after a car crash a week ago, and her family said last night she is not expected to survive.
Did she appear in any way inebriated or drunk or impaired?
She did not. She wasn't slurring her words. She had bright, beautiful blue eyes. She was just a sweet girl.
Right now, the LAPD is investigating Anne for misdemeanor DUI and hit and run. They're looking into what role drugs or alcohol may have played in the collision.
Broke up with her because she had a lot of money, or you broke up with her because...
I broke up with her because her goal was to have a lot of money, and mine was to find love, and hers was I want 60 billion. Good luck. Why do you think she tried to put me in an institution, folks? I have not rambled on about her for one single moment. For 20 years, I have withheld my understanding. I have been canceled since the day I was born. I've been buried since the day I was born. Every single truth that I spoke, I was hit more, buried more, fucked more, or despised more.
Because you're gonna have her weary, and
all right.
Yo, Ella, we go so far back. You don't tell these people how far back we go.
I know, but I wear T-shirts. I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right, let's. I
mean,
do all that.
Okay.
All right.
I can hesitate to the joke didn't work.
No, it's okay.
I don't want no problem.
No, it's okay.
Hey, so cheers.
Right in our face.
You guys, some wild updates just happened since I posted that video. They went back to the house, put a ladder up to the side of the house, and found a camera on top of the garage. Now, I'm not sure if in this last ransom note that was delivered, if that's what they told them, that they would find this camera on top of the garage to prove that they know that they are the people who have her or whatever, or know what's going on. After this camera was found, Nancy's car was towed out of the garage. And then right after her car was towed out of the garage, Brian Enton just reported that 3 sheriffs just showed up at Annie Guthrie's home. Annie Guthrie married to, I'm blanking on his name, but the brother-in-law that some people were guessing might have an involvement. It's possible that Savannah is staying there and they're speaking to her, or why do you guys think that the sheriffs just showed up at Annie's house?
And you mean to tell me nobody saw anything? There's
Especially in a
nothing on
neighborhood like
anybody's
that.
Ring doorbell? See, I'm at a Sonic on the east side in the ghetto, and there's a camera on me. No.
there's something suspicious as fuck.
For my brother's 40th birthday. So
Cool.
we're spend 5 days down there. Day one, he goes, do you want to go by Epstein Island? All 8 of us goes, yeah, dude. The land is here, and then Epstein Island is here. And then this is obviously the ocean. They always film it this way. They're like, it's a remote. It's not remote.
Oh.
It's next to all the other islands.
It's in a chain of islands.
The guy that's been chartering boats down there for 40 years, he goes, yeah, we all knew that about
No
the island.
way.
Yeah, dude.
What did he say?
But that's like everything, something comes out about some celebrity, everybody goes,
locals
yeah, we
know.
all.
Yeah.
It's not surprising that
It wasn't one of those it was somebody that we would never expect. Like when your neighbor's a serial killer or something.
Yeah. No,
they
it was not
knew.
like that. Everybody knew.
Wait, what else did this charter guy say? This is
Well, he was just saying, he was like,
breaking news, right?
I don't think so. Yeah, he's like, it's very small. Everybody knew that what was going on that island was not on the up and up.
Multiple nurses have reported the same thing.
People pass away, there's 2 kinds of smells. RNs have been giving me all the details that I didn't ask for, by the way, but okay. People die every day in hospitals, right? And who is taking care of them? Nurses, CNAs, people like that. One of my friends is an RN. They said that when someone passes, this kind of scared me a little bit. It'll either be peaceful or it'll be like terror. The peaceful passing leaves like this sweet smell in the room. Very calm. The loved one says sometimes that they see other loved ones coming back to collect them. But on the flip, that other part, they'll start crying out that their feet are burning. They'll say that they're very hot. They start screaming about dark beings in the corner of the room. One even said that the one that was passing grabbed a loved one and said, they're real, then screamed out and passed away. A friend, that's an RN, said that when the one passes that's like saying that it's hot and that there's like feet are burning and all of that, it smells like sulfur, like this really horrid, like scary smell.
I'm not holding back anymore. This whole thing with Nancy Guthrie missing, like I said before in my previous videos, the whole thing stinks. Remember way back when Lacey Peterson years ago went missing and, Scott Peterson ended up being the one who did it, her husband. But do you remember how the community came together and they did these big searches and they had flyers everywhere and they were in the news and these people are orchestrating. I mean, Savannah is on the Today Show. So there's a lot at stake here, and it's got to be a PR nightmare for the Today Show. Not in a good way. That's the word, nightmare. But there's just something wrong about this. Like if it was someone in my family, I don't care if you're famous or not. I don't care if people finally know your address. The woman's missing. What does it matter? And when she comes home, you'll figure it out. You got to maybe move, change things, whatever. But dudes, there's something wrong. There's no mobs of people out and, let's go over here. And they all just start searching all the surrounding areas and going out into woods or wherever you go there in Arizona.
Deserts.
Out into a desert. Who knows? We haven't seen communities there holding up flyers and we haven't seen the family out there, on a Saturday with their T-shirts and, let's go find mom. And it's just very orchestrated and very minimal information. And I'm calling BS. So I'm sticking to my guns. I think it's a family member. I think it's someone close to them. And I think that they're doing all they can to hold back. And until they find the mom, alive or not, they are just holding back because they don't want it to be a family member of a famous TV personality because it's a whole big nightmare. Am I crazy?
There's some ancient markings on his face that could actually reroute to figure out who created the Egyptian pyramids.
Part of the reason they are releasing these Epstein files right now is to make you get used to it. You realize if saying what happened on Epstein's Island 5-10 years ago would have perhaps started a revolution. But now they realized, Israel's realized after COVID, after Charlie Kirk, that they can just say anything to the Goyim and there's not going to be repercussions.
And it turns into a meme. It's so true. Bro, if something like Charlie Kirk happened in the 80s, in the 90s, like, seriously, even someone just like him, without the internet, without memes, without people, making everything satirical, that shit genuinely would have started a revolution. Like, people would be rioting in the streets. Not much really happened with Kirk. Like, he died, people were mad online and shit, and then moved on. You know what I mean? It's true. And I honestly think that the timing of the Epstein files does have something to do with, like, online. They feel like, shit, like, we can get this out now. Because guess what? It's EFN. Everyone's just posting EFN, haha, funny memes. You know what I mean? And that's it.
Wait, what the fuck? So it went down by like 30%. Holy shit, this is crazy. Silver will rebound quickly. I mean, I don't think that silver is going to rebound because there's nothing really to rebound to. Like, this is where it was at the beginning of the month. I think it just went up massively, and it was an inflated price that eventually people finally realized, and it went back to a normal price. Like, I mean, this is very clearly, this is an outlier. I mean, this is the price for fucking years and years and years, and this is like a crazy, crazy outlier here.
All right, hold on. You were Puffy's blood boy?
From 2004 to 2014.
Don't think I'm stupid, but what's a blood boy?
So when somebody parties too hard or isn't living right, they want a fresh blood in their system, right? I didn't drink, smoke weed, I didn't eat any pork, none of that. Diddy saw me and he was like, yo, I got a job for you. He was like, I want that blood. And I was like, whoa. And he drops 10 grand on the table.
10 large.
Yeah. That's it. I want a pint of your blood right now.
So that was a one-off, or you
No, that was the beginning. I'm a universal donor. He thought I was special. He called me his lucky little blood boy. Every like 3 months, he would fly me down to Miami. And this was the crazy part. He never actually wanted to do it on land. It wasn't legal at that time.
Yeah.
So we would get on a boat and he would take us to what he would call Oconus, outside of the continental United States.
Yeah.
And on his yacht, we would just drain blood. And he would just drain me, dude. Look at him from 2004 to 2014 and tell me if he aged.
Yeah, facts. And he's aging now that he's in prison. He's not all of a sudden Father Time
caught up with him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For 9 years, the majority of Puffy was made up with my blood. With my blood. With my blood. With my blood.
You saw an actual mermaid?
That's what it was. It was a swimming person. If you Google it, the lagoons of Seychelles. I ain't the first person to see. They said, don't swim in the lagoon after dark. Me and this little French boy and getting the water. From a distance, you see something coming like a missile. It's coming fast. We both kind of stop. And then it turns and it jumps out of the water. Maybe at least 10, 12 feet long. Look at both of us and go, whoop. It wasn't like a mermaid. It didn't look feminine at all.
Look at a man. Did it look like a fish person or look like a human being?
The back of him was fish. His head was humanoid. Eyes about so big.
You think there's like a small population of mermaids that are out there?
I want to show you what happens when they build a data center near your home. They need to put in more power lines, right? And that means they need to widen the road. And they need to widen the road a lot. A lot. Look at the size of this equipment. So if you lived there, you just lost all that property for eminent domain. And where that piece of equipment is right there, that was all thick forest. So all of those trees were cut down and brought out so that they could put up this row of power lines to handle the energy that's going to be pumping in there. And Alliant energy is right across, right there. You can see right there. And it is going to jack up your power bill. So in order to not use as much water in like a closed loop system, which they brag about being less than like 2 restaurants use of water, you have to use a ton of fans to blow that cold air around. And so that requires a ton of energy.
I'm worried about somebody infecting themselves with anthrax, coming over to the U.S. and throwing themselves in the New York water supply. I mean, once you release something, there's no stopping it. It's Pandora's box. You can't get it back. Doesn't take that much to create something in a lab. That's scary.
Do you think we had a part in COVID?
Do you think we had a part?
The U.S.
Yeah, I do. We had doctors.
I think it was political, y'all.
We were coordinating.
What do you think that was?
The virus itself?
Do you think it was planned?
I don't think the release was planned. I think it was accidental.
Why don't you think there was any repercussions for China from the entire world?
It's a great question, right? Every time something happens, we say we're going to investigate. It just...
The f*** are we investigating?
We should investigate what are the people in Wuhan trying to create a virus that was virulent to human population. We say we're just trying to figure out what someone else would do so we could guard against it.
They were all at the game yesterday, y'all. All these celebrities in every commercial. Celebrities in every commercial. They're not hiding. They're in those press boxes drinking, partying. Jay-Z's on the field. Robert Kraft doing interviews. anything gonna come from these Epstein files? What do you guys think?
Where it
Let me
all
know.
be before the cops just came and migrated everyone out of here. You see how they all look. A lot of the fellas that speak Spanish are the guys that run the shit around here. Yeah.
Bro, they're
they barely don't even speak English. Everybody who come out here who didn't stole something, got something, they come like right here. This country, they need you setting up. Purchase, Twitter stage, whatever you need.
So if I want to get a Patagonia jacket, Nikes, this is the spot to come.
Spot. See, everything was just all laid out, set up on the floor until the cops just came like 5 minutes away. Then
you said you'll get it by tomorrow.
Whatever you need.
Is it true they carved out a giant pathway through the Amazon for a climate change conference?
I remember seeing a video of this guy, and he was saying, like, this is where the jungle used to be, and now it's just this big road. I mean, everyone knows the Amazon is the lungs of the earth. Everyone knows it produces a fifth of our oxygen on our planet. It contains a fifth of the fresh water on our planet. So it's vital to global planetary stability, but we've already destroyed 20% of it. Scientists are warning that if we cut too much of the Amazon, that moisture cycle, 20 trillion liters of water every day are pumped into the air from the Amazon, and that becomes the cloud system that rains back down and creates the Amazon rainforest. If you cut too much of that, you break the cycle. And that forest has been growing for 55 million years. I believe it formed in the Eocene. We are the generation that's going to decide, do we find a sustainable way to keep the Amazon rainforest functioning, or are we going to break that cycle? And once we lose it, it's not.
What is up? What is up? What is up? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day, whoever you are, wherever you are. I always say, stay to the positive, never to the negative. Always remember that. Go up in the day, baby. You play, you won't make it one life to live. You better live it for today. That's facts. Stay ablazing, stay amazing, stay true, stay you. No matter what you're doing.